Warning: this is a creative expression and personal journey of continuously better becoming, a journey toward healing, living, and thriving after pain, hardship, and trauma amidst survival. While not always heavy, this work inevitably contains themes, scenarios, discussions, imagery, and language that may be upsetting to some, or your core values simply do not align. Please use your personal discretion before, while, and/or after viewing. A cave, cold and damp, I built it, delving deep into the dark. My thoughts, my words, creation, caged, restricted, away from prying eyes, alone in loneliness, forced, yet self-imposed, a safe haven in its barbed confines. I tried to stay quiet, but your reach slithered in, infecting, poisoning, convincing. I nudged, drew weak lines, but never fought back, never cut, fearing a wrathful strike, a venomous death. But my world collapsed around me all the same, crumbling to ruins, a foundation turned ash, trust leveled, falling but never failing, never succumbing to total despair, grasping to rebuild in midair, create new ground, a new castle, even alone. No cheering squad, no audience, let alone a hand to hold, an embrace I could never feel. Thinking I could navigate, forge, with your beaded chain at my throat. Forget thriving, I kept it there, wanting you close, hoping, waiting for your hand to ease just one finger. But now I've learned, it's not my job to wait, to teach. You'll never admit it, but it was me, your demon, your evil, a burden ill-assigned, misguided, a selfish veil of lies, fueled by self-imposed ignorance, feigned righteousness. You choked me, held me underwater holier than thou, clutching, drawing blood, but always in Sunday's finest, tied in a bow. And I let you. I took it, shouldered it, the burden you made me, believing your status quo was my injustice. I wanted to save you, protect you, shield you from harm, even if you named it me, out of consideration, out of love. But I can't anymore. I won't. Hiding gnaws deeper than abandonment. It's never in disrespect. You have your truth, and I need to tell my story. The darkness you fear is shadow made light. I complied in hopes to make you see, to see me, to love me. But no more. The mask, the fool, the victim, I shed it. I let go. I cannot be your doll. I will not. I choose to be me, just me, whole. I build walls, thick, strong to attack, for my protection, my strength, for me to thrive. But there's a door. Just knock. I'll answer. Maybe. I do this from solid ground, my ground. I need this, and I will always love you. Sorry, Mom. I'm airing my dirty laundry.
Oh, that's really dark. Is there any way to fix it? No? Oh, no, so tired. Can I? Absolutely not. No? I've looked better. Oh, we need to sleep more. Oh, gosh. It's funny feeling the, oh, gosh. Man, it's an interesting sensation. It's a funny sensation. I don't even know the word for it, but it's a sensation. Being aware of the physical exhaustion and pressure, just overall lack of just security. So really that I've had for the past many years, and it's really and then feeling it. So being aware of the toll, and knowing that why I'm feeling what I'm feeling in my body is definitely years of stress and survival mode and burnout and exhaustion, and knowing that like I just have to push a little bit more because have to get to am moving country yet again for another time, in 2 days, not even, and just oh my gosh, I can't stop yelling. I'm so tired. Not sleeping well, but or I'm also like not sleeping well, but sleeping more. I don't know what's happening, but I also know that it is just my body's reaction to needing to regulate in a way that it hasn't regulated in 10 plus years. So, cheers. It's hard to always explain, but there's this intuitive compulsion that I just have a feeling that I need to be leaving with not very much. So, I'm currently in Switzerland. I thankfully have people I love here, and they'll keep whatever I store, this doubled up suitcase, which they generously gave me the last time I left here 4 years ago. This little suitcase set that's traveled with me a few countries already. But I just have this feeling that even though I know I'm going to I'm going somewhere to build new things and have new experiences, that also means I just need to go with not so much. I don't know what it is. I think it's also this desire to just downsize, like get me to my core. A funny skill I've picked up is I know how to live out of suitcases, and I know how to get rid of the majority of my things or take with me what I can, because I've been carrying my life with me. And the majority of that is like has been art things, but also not, because then I also burn them. There's a whole I don't know what I'm saying. I'm exhausted. But yeah, there's just this feeling that even though I'm leaving to now build in a way that I haven't, let's say, had the freedom to in the past 10 years, that means I'm not going to take a lot. Gosh, why is it so I look probably should be further away from the camera. Is there light? Oh my goodness. There's some light. I don't know how to film this. I had crazy dreams last night, but that's very normal for me. I should probably write more down. I'm exhausted and I just kind of want to get to it. Like I'm putting off packing because I can feel the nervousness and the fear that is this next chapter. I just have a feeling that I can't bring a lot with me, and there's fear because every time I've done that and had little to nothing and gone to a new place, like this time I'm going to Taiwan, and I don't have much, won't have much, and I'd rather not have a lot of things with me. I mean, even if I think about it though, all the stuff that I have, a few things that I don't want to be where they are in the States, but that's maybe part of the journey of how do I get that out of there? And then the things that I have in Glasgow, and then this suitcase situation that I'll pack and leave here in Switzerland. It's not much. Glasgow is the first place that I actually accumulated things. I'll probably have to sell a few of them. Like taking a massive mirror is not really conducive to travel and movement, and might just have to get rid of it for someone who does have a more permanent residence. Because that's always kind of been the feeling is, if I'm not going to use it, why store it? Sure, there are moments where I wish I would have kept things and been like, I could use that for my artwork or like that. It's honestly probably a nostalgia I haven't had the luxury of having in these 10 years. Sure, I've chosen, but choosing to be oneself, that it feels like you just have to keep leaving and going and pursuing just to survive because of a lack of acceptance. Not so fun. I think part of me is a bit fearful that I'll just be in survival mode for the next 10 years. And I know that's not true because I wouldn't be in this position feeling like this and making these choices if I'd intended on being in survival mode. But I, probably have to do some things that I used to do, or, I need to go back. I need to whittle it all down to get to my core, get to what are the few things I'm going to bring with me that really can help me build from an even more solid foundation that I've been building the past 10 years. Because, when your whole world is crumbled down and then you're trying to rebuild within survival mode, of course some of it's going to be shaky. So I've taken that on this time around. So what stays, what goes? Probably not saying any of this all that well because how much cortisol is pumping through my system right now. I didn't sleep well, haven't really for probably 10, 11 years. But probably before that because, oh my God, that's also where issues arose, perpetuated ever since I can remember. That's a whole other thing. So having coffee, a milky coffee. Yeah. What time is it? It's about 10 o'clock on the 11th of February. I have to be at the train station at 8 a.m., so 8 o'clock on Monday, the 13th of February. And my flight from Zurich leaves for Taiwan, well, first Bangkok, then Taiwan, at 1 o'clock. And my stomach is having a time. I don't have many things. I put a few in here because I've filmed this 2, 3 other times. Can't seem to decide. The lighting's not great. I'm looking a mess, and I still do, but I think this is what this is all about. This is honest. This is my life. What am I going to do about it? It's all about building and growing from here on out. Honestly, I'll probably be happy to see the changes that arise from not just my current circumstances, but also physically and body posture and just that whole progression of repowering myself after all these years of hardship and trauma and survival mode and disempowerment. So it's a funny, unique position of still feeling it and still feeling the residual effects of it, kind of this transitional, this in between, which I need to sort ASAP because I leave in less than 48 hours. So I gotta pack. I don't know what to bring with me this time. I need to take as little with me as possible in order to then expand and grow what I'm doing. Because I don't know where I'm going next after Taiwan. I mean, I'm pursuing this endeavor and always my artwork and creative practice, which includes this, is always a part of wherever I go. But yeah, maybe I'll be there 3 months. Maybe I'll be there a couple weeks and then off to the next place. I don't know. So that freedom of not having much, it's difficult because I still have things in Glasgow that I'm sorting. I still have a few boxes in the States that I don't want there anymore. I want some of the things there, but I don't want. I don't know. Every time I've moved, it's always been this risk of I might have to say goodbye to the things that I accumulated in a place. It's the reason why I've been living out of suitcases, where if I accumulate anything, I either sell it, donate it, give it away, gift it, burn it, so that all I'm taking with me is what's on my back and what can fit in a set of suitcases. This time I'm trying something new. I'm keeping some things because I let myself expand a bit in a location. I let my expression kind of seep out of me, not just in my artistic practice, but in my surroundings. There were plants. I had them in Taiwan too last time I was there, but I gave them away to a lovely lady who she works with plants. So they're safe and I think they're thriving. But yeah, blankets, a mirror, a bath that had to be sold. Well, forcibly sold. But like that's the thing, I'm in a position where I've realized I just have to be okay at times with saying goodbye to physical possessions. But this is a new chapter, and whether it means storing things there, having to sell some of the bigger pieces, or storing a suitcase of really just art supplies that I felt I was like, I don't know, I always do this. I'm like, I'm going to do this and that. And like, survival mode doesn't always let me. Turned off. Why does it always go dark? I was going on a little rant of there are some things like even this orange fabric that I wanted to reuse and do something with while I was here. I mean, I even have the orange sunglasses from the performance that I originally used them for. Or I have clothes that I haven't really been using. If I'm moving, let's use them because I tend to reuse things, or I tend to use my belongings to make artworks because they fit in suitcases, or they can, or they will, or I have to get rid of the ones that don't, whatever. So like I have things that I'm like, I brought them here to Switzerland in the beginning to want to work with them and do something, like make some artwork. And I made some things, but I also left it to the last minute, and now I'm like, I have to pack it away again. And these are just cycles that I don't want to keep perpetuating. Even though I know that that kind of flow is what's needed right now, I've needed a certain kind of recovery. I've needed a certain kind of introspection, reflection, feeling. And so I do have compassion for why I didn't get to work with this fabric or dye other fabric or shoes or alter a shirt, whatever. I mean, at least it gives me ideas for things I do desire to create. And maybe it's fitting because there is this feeling of I can't take a lot with me. And some of these things I would want that momentum to keep going. And I still need to figure out what is my rhythm as I'm transitioning out of survival mode and healing that survival mode. Habits and behaviors and that which I've needed to do and become in order to live, survive. How can I change my behaviors to suit me now, that are more sustainable now? Because as I've been yawning and even in my voice right now, I can just feel how much it's weighed on me, how unsustainable survival mode is. And so even if technically you don't have a lot physically or in the way the world would see as a lot and means of survival, I have a lot in here. I have a lot inside of me and a lot that I've built and grown. And I'm really dedicated and keen to evolve. So I know survival mode can't be in all ways. So I'm whittling everything down, packing away what I don't need to bring with me on this next lap of the journey. Because it is a whole new chapter. Definitely is. Closed out one, started a new one. And it's just funny that I'm starting in two places that I've been before and two that officially started my journey 10, near 11 years ago. So, okay, I think I just need to get to it and pack. I don't even know if I said it all right, so like, I'm so sorry if my muddled brain and my muddled just everything that's going on right now is not making what I'm trying to say coherent. But I think that's part of the process. Whether it's how I present in the world, how I move, how I speak at the minute, how I look, my energy levels, what I'm wearing, whatever. This is where I'm starting. Needing to pack my things away, virtually sort whatever is happening in Glasgow, eventually sort what's in the States, leave this here, eventually sort that, and bring as little with me as possible, probably better said, as few of things as possible, because I'm taking everything I've learned and acquired with me, and that's a whole lot. So taking loads of things that just resonate and live within my person. But physically, belongings wise, not so much. So, what does that get to look like? I'm literally hesitating. I'm just like, how do I get up and do it? Also, it's weird for me to be filming. I don't know, there's something about doing this that I also need to get used to. Because I'm doing it myself, as I've mostly done with most things. It really won't take me that long. I'm just like, what do I do? How do I show it? But also, like, maybe some of this is just for me, which it always has been. I usually don't show all that much. So this is new for me too. Even though my artist practice is one of my body is the nucleus of my work, my reservoir of personal experience, like all of that, it is my artist practice. Like that is my work. But when it comes to me, Megan, the personal, like this, like really personal, more candid, this me, this person, these parts of me that haven't always been safe to show. I've been scared. I haven't felt that I was strong enough to exhibit me, share me, be me, freely have my becoming in the world. I've pulled myself away. Which is a bit ironic because I know the room I'm going to in Taiwan. And it's very small. It's very cave-like. I think there is a window, but not a very bright one. So, how to be in the world. And that confidence and freedom. And that expression. And that becoming. And how that manifests in me physically. In how I speak. In what I wear. In what I bring with me. In what I ultimately decide to keep. And what I ultimately desire to shed. Because this journey, like, what is it? Why am I going on this? Like, it's just my life. I think it's a telling, it's a story. It's finally sharing that which I've been shamed into not sharing. But also, after all these years of survival and surviving and really knowing that there are these things that I have desired and I know are innate to me and I know is my personal becoming, and I would rather pursue me even if there's loneliness, aloneness, poverty, hardship, whatever, that ultimately I have me in the end and I have freedom to be me and become me, and that's just the biggest gift I could have given myself. So I guess I have to remind myself that even though I'm exhausted right now and don't want to get up and start putting everything on in here, I am going with me. And I've worked really hard to get here. That felt better. Also might be that it's been a few minutes and there's a little more coffee in my system. Don't know which one it is, but I'm waking up. Maybe in many ways. Who knows? Yeah, what do I take with me on this journey of finding a home base that suits me? Finding a rhythm of life that suits me, or a rhythm for this next chapter, because that first chapter was 10 years. This one, probably another 10 years, and it'll be a different pace than it was, like, because I can't keep living in survival mode. That's unsustainable. So it gets to be new. It gets to be different. I get to explore differently. Yeah, what does that get to look like? This journey can take me in so many places of getting my things from Glasgow, getting my things from the States. I have a whole box in Glasgow that I just need to burn. I get to make the rules. I've gotten myself to this point where I get to make the rules. I really only ever have, but I've been scared of that. There's been a fear in the survival of doing that just because of food insecurity, poverty, not having much, not having a lot of support, not having a lot of love, also having internalized self-hatred. I now get to say, that's what was. How can that be transmuted and fuel me moving forward? I think freedom is my biggest pursuit. The more I think about it and feel through things as I go further along this journey toward, as I like to say, continuously better becoming. Thanks, therapist. Freedom. Freedom has definitely been my highest pursuit. To have that freedom. If I ever feel any kind of box creeping in, I just... get me out of there. Get me out of there. Freedom. I don't always talk about my artistic... Well, I do. I've been a bit hesitant to talk about some of my artistic inspirations because my work is about just conveying an experience. And that means me. Besides a few things, it's mostly just been me that's carried me throughout really my adulthood and my life. And that's what's then exuded and created and used within channeling that creation. I think I'm just rambling at this point. Like everything is just like, I'm just avoiding it, but also like not knowing what to show. I think I'm just avoiding it at this point, and I just need to buckle up and decide what's coming with and what's staying. What gets to accompany me on this next leg of the journey, or really this next chapter. So, what gets to be next? What do I get to pursue next? Yeah, let's get to it. I can't seem to sort my camera, but like, this is what's happening. Let me move this. This is how I am right now. This is my stress levels, what they allow me to do at the minute. Like, this is so on brand for me, but also like wanting to change some of this. So I like brought all of this, I had all this fabric that I was like, I'm going to, make some more with that silk that I already made a dress with, or like dye these boots. I even brought some dye, some orange dye, like to make something new. I was going to like redo this shirt a bit, like, that's just for storage. And then I even have this book. It's the best book. It's so good. Like, I love it. As I've been having to live out of suitcases. See, it comes with haikus, translated into English from Cantonese, and has beautiful, beautiful photographs to go with it. It was the first book I ever bought because, like, let's see if I can be, how do I do this? Here I am. It was the first book I ever bought, like, that sounds like I don't buy books ever, but it is kind of true. Like, I've had to move. And so I've either borrowed books, or if I've been reading, I've read online. Well, that's a whole other topic, is have I always felt safe to read in public? I don't know. Survival. Yeah. It's funny how it sometimes manifests. But this book is the first book that I bought as a coffee table book. Bought it right before I went to Glasgow, and then I didn't bring it right away. What am I thinking? So I bought this book, like, oh my gosh, I get a coffee table book. I just moved into a bigger place it wasn't that big of a place, but a bigger place from a tiny room to a not as tiny a room, but still small room without a kitchen, and then into a small 2-bedroom flat in Taiwan. And so I bought that book, and I was like, it's a book. Oh my gosh, it's my first coffee table book. Like, because anything that I buy that's physical and that might not fit in its suitcase can give me some anxiety, but it's very purposeful. I can be very purposeful, or I usually am. And some of it's experimentation that I end up getting rid of, whether it's jeans that I bought and I'm like, no more, and sell them or use them in artwork. I tend to do that. Like how many pieces I've made that sew my old clothes into them. I'm not done with that. That is not a practice I am done with. Because also fabric waste, clothing waste. Anyway, yeah, first book that was like a big extension, like a certain extension of me that now I'm gonna store again. I need a shower or something. I am not looking great. Like I need, maybe the sunshine in Taiwan will help. Who knows? Maybe proper non-survival mode sleep and calming down my stress. Like even now I can feel like the tightness I have in my mouth, in my body, just movement that isn't so restricted. I'm nervous, but I'm also really excited. So I'm going to let that override any kind of fatigue I have. Let's get ready to go. Let's pack for Taiwan. Let's pack for this next journey, this next phase of my life. Gosh, I don't know what to bring. See what happens. Okay, I'm gonna get to it. I think I forgot that I brought 2 wigs, so I'm like, do I bring them? I mean, why not? But also Taiwan's hot. I'd be like wearing a hat all the time in 30+ degree weather. But it's so cute. No, you can't see it. It's just so dark. I need better lighting. Woo! It's a black shoulder length, wavy wig with a fringe. This one's short, purple. I'm gonna love purple. Well, purple hair. I mean, I wear all black. And then purple hair, because green eyes, purple hair. It's a good vibe. Wore it for my birthday last year. Yeah, for sure bringing the purple wig. I'll take better care of it. It's been in a freaking bag. Ugh, okay. Well, the purple's coming with. Don't know about the black yet, but we'll see. Told you I was purposeful in my purchases. I have one pair of heels. Of course, they're red soles, but I don't think I can take them with me right now. They were used for a very important, a very meaningful performance for me, but can't take them with. I don't think. Maybe. I'll think about it.